Hey, what's up? Today I'm going to show you how to replace a cracked back glass on an iPhone 11 Pro Max. What is up, my YouTube fam? Happy New Year. I'm Javier Guzman with MrPhoneDoctor.com, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to replace a cracked back glass on an iPhone 11 Pro Max. If this is your first time here, please make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and smack the bell so you're notified on our latest videos. If you guys have any questions, comments, or suggestions, or need a screen repair, please visit us at www.MrPhoneDoctor.com or simply visit any of our social media platforms found below. Alright, now that we got all out of the way, let's go ahead and step into this video. Now, I do apologize. I wanted to do a video on the OLED 2020 operation and of course the molds that I did unbox in our last video. I'll leave a link up here in case you guys missed it. But I did have some technical difficulties with my vacuum. It actually went out on me during the setup of that OLED 2020, so it's running at a very minimum capacity. I didn't feel comfortable making a video unless all my equipment's running at 100%, so I'm putting that video aside. So in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and treat you guys and show you guys how to replace the 11 Pro Max back glass. We are going to be using our fiber optic laser by M Triangle for this repair. So I am going to go in detail with this to show you guys exactly how we do this. I hope it helps you guys out there that are trying to do this and that do have this machine. If you don't have this machine, then this may be a little obstacle for you because you may have to use a heat gun or some other type of equipment to remove this stubborn back glass. And if you guys have attempted this, you guys know how stubborn it is. So let me go ahead and show you guys the Pro Max that we're going to be doing here. This one's not too bad. It actually just has a little crack up here on the top right, which is very minimal, but still the customer wants to get that fixed. So the key thing on these is whenever they are fully intact, we do need to break them a little bit more, but I'll go ahead and break it after I get it off the laser machine. So let's go ahead and step back to the back and we'll begin using our laser to remove this back glass. All right, welcome back to the lab, guys. Let's go and begin removing this back glass on this 11 Pro Max. So we are first going to want to go and turn on our M Triangle machine. Make sure it's on. And I did forget a step. I did forget to mention that we do want to make sure that you tape over these camera lenses just in case the laser overlaps and hits this bezel, it doesn't affect it or leave any discoloration. So we like to make sure to tape this to protect it. All right, we're going to first want to put the phone on the galvanometer, make sure that we adjust the focal length on it, and you simply just turn this until the light turns green like so. Once it's green, that means it's ready to go. So let's go ahead and set this in the mark area. We'll set that there. I'm going to go ahead and boot up the software. We got to open our Pro Max back glass. And there it is. It's right here. So before we actually start lasering off the back glass, we want to make sure that everything's aligned properly. And to do so, we just hit the red light right here. And that just shoots a red light over the device. And you want to make sure that the lights and everything are in housing. You don't have any overlap or anything like that. If you overlap, that means you're going to hit the frame or you may be hitting some other sensitive areas on the device. So that's a no-no. I'm going to go ahead and dim the light so you guys can see the marking on the device. Alright, so you can see here that this is the area that it's going to be marking. You can see that the red marks are not overlapping or hitting any sensitive areas on this device. So that means we're good to go and we can do a successful marking and remove the back glass. Alright, so now that we confirm that the laser is good to go, I'm going to go ahead and stop the red light and I'm going to go ahead and mark our back glass. So you can see how precise and everything is this laser does. It's really, really cool. So I'm going to let this sit. I'm going to go ahead and do a time lapse so that way you guys can see it cut everything off. And I'll cut back into the main lab once we're ready to remove the back glass. Alright, back glass has finished. Let's take a look and see the finished results. Look at that. You can see how it perfectly marked all the areas that we needed marked. So now we're going to need to do a couple breaks and some saws around this camera lens, and we will be good to start removing all the broken back glass. Alright guys, welcome back to the studio. We're going to go ahead and begin taking off all this broken back glass. And I'm going to use this forward laminating plate just to vise down the phone so it doesn't move around on me. So I do not have this on, there's no heat running to it. I'm just simply going to use it as a little vise here to keep the phone stable. Oh, and I did forget to go over what you're going to be needing. You need some X-Acto blades so you can help relieve all this broken glass. Some goggles. I do recommend wearing gloves because you don't want any shards to get in your fingers and bust you up. We're going to use some 99% ISO alcohol. Some cold press glue. We have white, and then I am going to do a bead of black around the edges since this is a black phone. Or space gray, I should say. And we are going to need a glass cutting tool as well. And to top it off, we need our vise. This is our little vise grip here that we use. This just helps make sure that the glass stays nice and firm on the back and it dries nice and perfect. All right, let's go ahead and begin. So as I did mention, you do want to make some breaks on here just to make it a little bit easy for you whenever you're going to be separating everything. Because right now it's kind of hard to get in anything. But you know what? Let me try. I always like to try and see if I can actually get in. Normally we have a little bit of difficulty getting in, but what the heck, it doesn't hurt to give it a try. Let me see if I can actually get in here. All right, so let's see here. Let's rotate. Yeah, it's a little tough, and you always want to make sure that you go on the inside. You never want to start on the edge because you have there's like a little, what's it called, like a little plastic bezel on here, and you'll ding it up and it'll look choppy. So you want to make sure that you don't go in right here on the edges. You always want to go in from where the broken piece is at. Yeah, looks like it's not going. And I did forget to mention you do need a brake tool. I have this here, so I'm gonna go and just do some breaks that way I can help break this all up. There we go. So we have a nice spider web here. And this should all just come off easily. And if you did notice, I did actually take the front glass on this phone off because I did a replacement on it. Normally you don't have to remove the LCD or the OLED on the display on these, okay? But in this case it was removed because I was working on the refurbishing the screen. See that? Look how easy it comes off. It comes off in nice little shards. Very dangerous though. You got to make sure you wear protective gear because you don't want to cut yourself. And you always want to be careful with the NFC. There's an NFC QI charger right here. What I like to do is I just use a clear little card like so, and I will actually just go in here and use a little bit of solution here, the 99%, to soften the adhesive. And I just stick that in there, and that'll just help relieve the adhesive that's attached to the back glass. And there is another little black layer over the NFC charger. If it does come off, that's fine. It's very difficult to keep that intact onto here. It's attached to the back glass, so If for any reason you do see it turn gold, it's totally fine. It's still operable. So we got the majority of the stuff. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna go ahead and use our little diamond tool to cut this, because this is the hard part here. Getting in here and removing all this is where it gets very, very difficult. So we do need our diamond cutter, and we'll be good. Alright, let's give that a shot, see how it comes off. I'm hoping these little pieces just break right off. We'll see. They do get stubborn once you get near the camera lens, because everything is underneath those little lenses. We got majority of it out. Just gotta work these inner parts, which are the most trickiest because we have this stupid triple lens. So now that we got that done, we're gonna actually want to go through the bezel and make sure that all these little shards are out. So I'm gonna just go in right here and remove any little shards, and there's quite a bit. So just want to be careful with these two, because you don't want to damage the bezel. Alright, she looks good. I'm gonna give it a little cleaning with some alcohol. Make sure that we get majority of this residue off. Now you're gonna have a little bit of residue left on here, but that's fine. Want to make sure it's all nice and smooth. If you want to get any of the black glue that is not attached, you can with the blade. I usually just scrape off whatever excess there is. There's only going to be a little bit. You'll see the bead that Apple uses, and I'll just go along that same bead there to apply the adhesive. rub my fingers on here, make sure there's no rough edges. Make sure everything is nice and smooth. So when we do lay down the glass, it's a nice, perfect, flush finish. Everything feels good. I'm gonna go ahead and cut right here and clean all this glass that we have all over the place, and we'll begin applying the back glass. All right, so we went ahead and cleaned off our workstation. I'm gonna go ahead and use this again here just so I can apply the glue where I need it to be. And you can see how nice and clean this is. And I'm gonna pretty much just follow this same pattern here that Apple uses. So I'm gonna use the cold press glue, which is this here. Let's go ahead and just follow along where they went here. Make it easy. So that looks good. And I like to use the black one just along the edges because it does kind of overflow. So whenever it overflows, this black color just blends in perfectly with the space gray frame. Alrighty. So this is the thin bead that I put all along the edge, just to make sure we don't have any lippage or it doesn't lift on us or anything. This just gives it a better grab. I'm going to pull this off the vise, and we'll carefully apply the back glass. There we have it. She's grabbing good. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a little cleaning real quick with my ISO. Just clean any excess glue that's running off on the edges. I like to examine, make sure we're nice and flush before we clamp it down. In this case, we are good to go. I'll just put this on here. I like to fold this over, and I like to just use this little sheet here to actually protect any kind of glue that may seep over. So I'll just set this on the back, fold this over. There we go. And then with these here, these clamps, there's actually two sides. You're going to have this orange, which is a harder side, and then you have this black foam side. You actually want to put the lens on this side because this is a spongier. It'll actually help press it down and get it a better hold. So we'll go ahead and stick this in the vise. Like so. Tighten it down gently. You don't want to go too much, just so it's nice and firm. So just about there. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and cut right here, guys, and we'll come back in about 30-45 minutes as soon as this sucker dries. See you in a bit. All right, guys, it's time for the reveal. Let's go ahead and check out this finished back glass replacement. Ooh, beautiful. Take a look at that there. So there's a little bit of seepage that flowed through from the glue, but that's not a problem. I'll just give it a nice little cleaning, and I'll show you guys what it looks like here in a few. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. I've actually got a lot of cool stuff lined up for this year, so I really do think you guys are going to enjoy the videos that I'm going to be putting out. They're going to be a lot more in-depth, so I'm hoping you guys do learn some more from my videos. Here we have her. Take a look. There's the back glass. Finished up on the 11 Pro Max. Alright, and that's going to pretty much wrap up my video, guys. Thanks once again for checking this one out. It may have been a long one, but I wanted to be a little more detailed. And going further in my future videos, I'm actually going to be a lot more detailed. So I'm really hoping you guys do learn something from our techniques and everything that we do here at MrPhoneDoctor.com. If there's anything you guys like to see, please make sure to let us know. And make sure to subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Cheers.